500,000 square foot park, brand new green space, sports fields, splash pads, playgrounds, off-leash dog park, right? Just south of us, we have the lake with all of the beautiful parks along the water. Northeast of us is High Park, which is one of the largest urban parks in Toronto. And then 2 minutes west of us, Sherway Gardens. So now you know more or less around what's around us. The anchor of this community, though, is the access to transit, right? We call this community, Grand Central Mimico, we call it TTC, Transit Tailored Community. And the reason for that is that we have literally the GO outside of your front door. You can literally see the train right there right now. The location here is so special. We're only 2 stops away from Union Station. Union obviously being the main transit hub in downtown Toronto, connecting you to the entire subway grid. But we're also 1 stop away from the future Ontario line, which is incredibly meaningful. Right? Currently, Toronto has only 2 subway lines in downtown. We have the Yonge line going north and south, and the Bloor line going east and west. The Yonge line was built in the 1950s. The Bloor line was built in the 1960s. For the last 60 years, just think about how much growth Toronto has had from a population perspective, from a development perspective, employment. Our city really came a long way over the last 60 years, but the one thing that hasn't changed is actually our transit infrastructure within the core. New York, London, Hong Kong, you have train lines zigzagging all over the place. We're still down to those same 2 from 60 years ago. A little while back, the Ontario government, Toronto's City Council, has approved a 3rd subway line to come into downtown Toronto called the Ontario line. The Ontario line is intended to serve all of the underserved areas within the downtown core, literally going through UFT all the way up to the northeast end of the city, ending in Ontario Place. The best part is that the main station for the Ontario line is literally 1 stop away from us. So from Grand Central Mimico, you'll take 1 station away, 1 stop away from us is the exhibition station, which is that first station for the Ontario line, and the next station, as I mentioned, is Union. So you're so connected to the main transit subway artery that runs through the city's core. But you're also sitting on the GO. This is the first time ever in its history where Metrolinx actually formally partnered up with a private real estate developer to create this transit-tailored community. You're on the GO. If you want to travel far, you could do that as well. To the east, you could travel to Pickering, Oshawa, Ajax. If you want to travel west, 1 train from here will take you to Port Credit, Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls. Literally 1 train. So not only are you connected to the core, you're also connected all around the lake as well. Right? Everybody wants to buy for a great price, but as soon as you buy real estate, end users want to see prices go up, so do investors. In this community, that opportunity exists and has a multiplier effect, has a variable that other communities around the GTA right now do not have. If you're thinking about other master plan communities that are being promoted right now in the GTA, maybe you've heard of the one in Vaughan, maybe you've heard of the one around Square One in Mississauga. Vaughan Metro Center is supposed to get 20,000 units under construction in the next 10 years. 20,000 units. Mississauga Square One, 15,000 units going under construction in the next 10 years. That is oversupply for those markets, right? Most people that want to live in Mississauga or Vaughan aren't going there to live in a condo, they're going there to live in a home. So when you're getting 20,000 new units in 10 years to Vaughan, that's a lot of units. Vaughan doesn't have that condo market. Here, you're in downtown Toronto West, but the best part is that we're landlocked. So you see this triangle here? It's what the city references as a regeneration area, which means that the city wants to see growth within this triangle, but only within this triangle. So if you're on this side of the triangle, you cannot build high rises. If you're on this side of Royal York, you can't build high rises. On the south side, we're bound by the rail, so we can't build high rises. So what does that mean? We're landlocked, right? We can build 14 high-rises with 4,500 units, and then we'll be done, and not a single other unit will be added. So think about that for a second. Take a moment to envision 10 years from now, right? 10 years from now, we're gonna have this beautiful, incredible master plan community completed. You're gonna have 4,500 units coming. You're gonna have 500,000 square foot of retail, office, brand new park. You're gonna have the transit. You have the lake, you have High Park, you have Sherwood. But the one thing that you don't have is more land. 14 high-rises may sound like a lot, but we sell out of that in about 5 or 6 years. And in 10 years, everybody's gonna wanna live in this community because of all of these different amenities that we're creating. So demand will only really hit its stride in about 5 or 6 years when this starts to come together. But then at the same time, supply will drop down to 0. Okay? Now I want you to answer this loud. When supply comes down to 0 and demand goes through the roof, do prices go up or down?
Up.
Does only Sarah know the answer to this question? Do prices go up or down? Up. That's better. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Stay for the next one, okay? When supply comes down comes down to 0 and demand goes through the roof, prices go up. And the point here is that whether you buy in day 1 or day 10 or day 20 or year 1 or year 2, it does not matter. Whether your unit is facing north or east or west or south, does not matter. Whether you have an unobstructed view or an obstructed view, does not matter, because when we are done building here, there will be 0 supply. And that's exactly when you start seeing the price grow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Thank you, Adam.
One of the first developers to include smart technology right throughout the entire project, okay? Everything here you see comes with your unit, okay? I'm gonna give you a demonstration of some of just a few features of this technology, okay? This is what it's like when you're at home, when someone buzzes you up, okay? This is in your suite, and this will also be on your phone. By the way, this is also on Instagram Live. You can wave. Okay. Also, every unit has smart locks.
Yeah, this is on your front door. So, okay, so this include everybody's front door. You're gonna have your own passcode, of course. I'm gonna show you my private one here. There we go. So that unlocks your door. It's good for me, like I'm carrying my coffee, my laptop. Here, you open your door. Instead of locking it with a key, just touch it, it's locked. Easy peasy, no key.
Another amazing feature that this has is LPR, which is license plate recognition, okay? You pull your car up to the garage, the system will automatically recognize your license plate, and the garage will open and your car will be able to enter the parking garage, okay? Lastly, I'm gonna give you a glimpse of just what are the features, some automation that this can do, okay? You can set from your phone or from your wall pad, setting to click away. So imagine you get up, you get ready to go to work, you click away, your lights will dim, your heat will go down, okay? And the elevator will get called. You leave the door will automatically lock, and your elevator is there waiting for you. Is that cool?
Yes.
It's cool.